How are you? God bless you.
You got free Bibles?
Yeah?
Oh, sure. I'd like to see. You know, I haven't had a Bible in a while.
Well, I'd love to give you one.
What Psalms, what verses these are.
There you go.
Thank you.
You bet.
Oh, are these the same things?
Well, those are all different verses. Of course, the book of Psalms is just about smack dab in the middle of the Bible, if you're interested in the Psalms.
Oh, right.
There you go.
I'll have to put these in my notes real quick.
Sure. If you want to just slip that in there, I'll bookmark it right there at the Psalms.
Oh, thank you.
Just take a picture of them, probably be easier.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Might be a little faster for you.
This camera's a little broken, but...
My name's Tony.
Yeah, Tony? I'm Chris.
Chris, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, yeah. You too. I'm not like super into like religious stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I like...
Do you have any particular spiritual beliefs?
Honestly, I've been exploring like polytheism, the more like multiple gods kind of thing. But you know, I like talking to people with different beliefs and like getting to know, you know, like what they're about. So you know, I'll probably go home and like read this and you know, make my mind up about...
So Chris, what do you think happens to someone when they die?
When they die?
Yeah, what do you believe?
Oh, I think that's a very personal thing. I think everyone gets to make that decision for themselves. You know?
Everyone decides for themselves?
Yeah, you know.
How do they go about making that decision?
Exploring.
Because I've never seen a dead person do anything for themselves. I mean, I'm not being sarcastic.
That's fair, no.
So I was a police officer for a number of years.
Right.
Retired a long time ago, and I had occasion to perform CPR on a couple of people.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately, they didn't survive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But could that person who's clinically dead, could they do anything to keep me from bringing them back to life?
To keep you?
Clinically dead. They don't have a pulse.
That's a good question.
Could they do anything in that state to keep me from bringing them back to life?
I think if they've explored spirituality enough and they have more of like a spiritual will.
But Chris, they're dead. They're not thinking about anything. They're dead. Right. Their body's growing cold. The body temperature is dropping. Brain waves are starting to come to an end. They are clinically dead. They're not breathing. They're not talking. They're not thinking. Can they do anything to stop me from performing CPR?
Oh, you mean like physically?
Yeah. Could they do? Yeah. Could they stop me?
Yeah. No. I mean, definitely not.
Can they do anything to assist me?
No.
No, not at all. So here's what this book says. That book says that every human being, apart from faith in Jesus Christ, is spiritually dead. Spiritually dead.
Right.
So there's nothing a spiritually dead person can do for themselves to decide where they're going to go or how things are going to end. Once we breathe our last physically, that book says we're going to go one of two places.
Right.
Spiritually. Heaven or hell. Let me ask you this, Chris. What do you think is more important, what we believe or whether or not what we believe is true?
I think it is what we believe.
Okay. So let me test that theory a little bit. Okay, let me push on that just a little bit.
Right.
So you walked up to me, very kind, very friendly, asked for a Bible, and you introduced yourself as Chris.
Yeah.
And I introduced myself as Naomi, an African-American, 6'5" female, women's NBA star.
Okay.
I believe that with all my heart.
Right.
Is it ever going to be true?
Okay, all right, well, that's fair.
Will it ever be true?
No, but...
If I were to go home from here this afternoon, go to my bank on the way home, and I fill out a withdrawal slip for $1 million.
Right.
And I hand it to the teller. Now, this is my regular bank. The teller knows me on a first name basis, and just because I'm a customer.
Right.
And, you know, she's seen the deposits I've made in the past, withdrawals I made in the past. She's never seen anything like this. So, doesn't want to assume anything. Maybe I won the lottery. Maybe I just got an inheritance or something. So she takes my withdrawal slip for $1 million. She punches in the numbers. She starts to get this kind of uncomfortable, nervous look on her face. And she says to me, Mr. Miano, I can't fulfill this. Well, why not?
Right.
You have $37.50 in your account.
Oh, absolutely.
No, yeah, but I believe I have $1 million.
Right.
I believe I have $1 million, so I want you to give me $1 million.
Oh, absolutely.
And I stand there and I argue with her for a little bit. Now she's getting real uncomfortable. Now she's about to reach for that little red button underneath her counter, that panic button, because now she thinks I'm trying to rob her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And she's calling the police. It doesn't matter what I believe about my bank account.
All right, absolutely.
What matters is whether or not what I believe is true.
All right, okay, and I think I can build off that. I think then you're talking about a couple of different things there. Talking about some of these scenarios are things that we can prove with, empirical value and stuff like that. And I think that that's very important for, everyday life. But then we also have, the things that we know nothing about, that we can't, detect, that we have to explore with our minds.
And what would that be?
Our spirituality.
Okay, so if we can know nothing about it, how can we know anything about it? If we know nothing about it, how can we know anything about it?
That's a very personal relationship that people have with themselves and what they're inspired to believe, I think.
Okay, but that doesn't make it true, right? There's a lot of people these days believing things about themselves that aren't true.
Yeah.
Men believing they're women, women believing they're men, some people believing they're pets.
Here.
Why would you give me back the Bible?
Because
why would that offend you?
Because
you know that men are men and women are women.
I just wanted to see what kind of messages you were handing out, and I don't vibe with them. So I'm sorry. Have a good day. It was nice talking to you.
Your only hope is the truth of Jesus Christ.
All right, well,
You don't decide where you go, Chris. Turn to Christ and live while God's giving you time.